Alright. Feels like it's been a while. When was the last time I played Filament? Saturday? Even farther back? Saturday, I guess. Sunday. I don't know. We're back to Filament. I actually did finally go and read all of the journal entries that I've been unlocking, which took forever. We'll talk about them a little bit later. I think the first thing, well, the very first thing I want to do is go put in, I looked at the, I looked to see what achievements I had and what other achievements exist. Because usually games are pretty good about hiding the name of the achievement if it would spoil, you know, a surprise that you're not supposed to, you know, an achievement that you're supposed to stumble upon rather than going for, but there are, of course, a couple of games, Stanley Parable most notably, where they have an achievement that you achieve by going to the achievements list and seeing what it is that you're supposed to do. And there is an achievement called 14237B6509EAFD8C, which we shall now put in. It's 1, 4, 2, 3, 7, B? Yeah, that's B. 6, 5. 0. Did I touch the 5? Just to be on the safe side, should I go? No, that's the only way to do it. 0, 9. 9E. A. F. D. 8. C. And I got the achievement. Oh, it's a picture of the planet, I suppose. Picture of a planet. Very nice. Does anything happen if you stare at the planet for a while? Oh, the explanation? It's that there was an achievement called 14237B6509EAFD8C, and the only way to get it is to go look at the achievement list, see the name of that achievement, and then go type it in as you know, hexadecimal. Hit the 16 of them in this order in hexadecimal, because they already had a couple of puzzles where you have to take something in hexadecimal and go to, you know, that terminal especially shows you what order or what each one is called if you listed them out in hexadecimal. Is this? No, it's nothing. And this, I haven't figured out what to do with any of the books. This was... Right, and this was a thing that I don't think I... Did I? Did I do this one? If I wrote it down, then I probably did it. Or did I look at this and for some reason didn't understand it, even though it's quite obvious? No, I did this one, right? Did I? Yeah, here it is right here. I did it. I wasn't crazy about this game at first, and I've started to really like it. Did I get all of this? I got all of this one. Come here next. I didn't even get the first of these. I didn't even try them? I didn't even try. Okay, so is this a piece of something fell onto the hint, the puzzle hint, making it impossible to see, and you just have to figure it out? Let me go back to the first ones of these real quick, just to make sure I understood them. Okay, so you start at the box. Okay. Box is the starting point. Let's go around. Oh, no, no, no. It must be, go under this one. Oh, but I don't actually touch all of them if I go that way. Also, how will I leave if hold on. Oh, no, you can leave through the top. Okay. All right, so maybe they actually want you to go down here? And then up, around. You can't cross that through, no. Is it down and... Very loud helicopter going by. No, 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 I see. Maybe. Then go down all these and go up and over this one. Yes. Okay, that's it. I did almost all of it before, then I just didn't come up and touch this one because it looked like I couldn't leave because I thought the door was somewhere else. What a mess. We start down here. It's gonna have to be something crazy, right? It's not just gonna be... It's gonna be... up and around this one and then back down. Loop around that one. No. unfortunate that I'm trial and erroring this. That's not how you're supposed to do it. Alright, so this isn't right. Instead, it is... And maybe after when we go down here, they actually want me to go around this one. If only the rubble weren't in the way. You say that like it's my fault, but it's not. I insist that it's not. It makes it look like I don't actually get to go around and back to this one. What if it's... I can't really show anything that I'm thinking on stream. That's not how any of this works. It's gonna be something I don't understand, isn't it? The way that lines get to overlap in these is what makes it difficult. Is it possible that they actually mean, like, come down here and then there's a double line and the actual correct way to go is down like this first? So I've done this. And now come down here. Down. Nope. Load in. There. Could it be like... Because that's part of what makes these a puzzle, is that it's not just follow the line, it's that everywhere you see two lines to the left, it just means, hey, you're going to pass by this way twice. So it could be start, immediately go under this one. It's fully connected. I'll have to, let me maybe go back to one of the other puzzles to see how tricky did these get. Because if you just follow the first line that's all connected, there's only like 3 possibilities for how to finish the puzzle, and brute forcing, none of them were right. So I feel like that might be like a... Let's leave and go back to like number 4 over here. So this looks like the answer is, well, the triangle's over there. Go left, down, right, up. Is there just like an army of is the entire sky helicopters now? Nope. Okay, so that one was normal. So like here's an example. Was the solution to this one to follow the line until it gets weird? Whoops. Whoops. It was. Okay. So none of the ones in the first part were tricky at all. So that would seem to indicate, yeah, you just go here and here and here, and that's the start. And once you've started that way, the only way to finish, I'm gonna, is it go under this one right now and go back? Did I try this? I did. Come back over here and it's like, oh. It's like, no, it's no good. I'm like, what if? No good, no good. What if I came back over here and, nope, it's not an option. What if I think because the line coming from the right is higher, it may mean lower. The line coming from the right is lower. It may mean what you had just tried shouldn't work. See, they make it. They make. Oh, wait. That's not it. The line going into the hidden portion from the right. Okay, where it looks like, hey, you go in there and then go out there? Or go out... You can't go out here, because that's... There's nowhere to go. So, I mean, the only options here, when you exit... No, it doesn't work. Let me just try this real quick. Hey, Serp. What are another one of these? And it don't make no sense. The first one was pretty easy. MSQ? Nice. We'll have to chit-chat about that after. Is there an invisible one in the middle? No. There has to be a line in between those. There's so few ways to do it. Looking all the way at the top left, it appears that we should go by this one twice. One time you go down, or there's, you know, you go from up to down, and the other time you go past it. Is it like this? No. Is it like this? This might be it. That's what I just tried. Yeah, at this point... Oh, wow. Nice. Some fast prog. How could we ever go twice over the top of this one, other than the way that I already tried? What was that way? You have to go. This is it? So it was, sorry. It was go up over here, directly down, come out the very bottom, loop back around, come this way. There's no second line here underneath. See, the wire goes underneath this corner twice. Once to go to the right, and then a second time to go to the left, but it's only shown once. But it's still the answer, so... Emerald Extreme looks like fun. I didn't even look at the Extreme yet. I will. Ugh. Ugh. I guess these seem like a bit of departure from the others, because they seem to be like, I definitely did solutions that obeyed the rules, I think. And so it really is maybe, I don't want to falsely say, oh, it's trial and error. It might not be. Could just be something I don't quite understand. Alright, well, let's get the obvious out of the way. Just kidding, there is no obvious. Oh, okay. Then why was the second one so hard? I think, can I walk through this, by the way? I can. Is that part of the puzzle? Maybe not. Alright. I'm gonna assume that comes out there, comes up here. What in all of tarnation is this? Alright, so we can't do that. Because I can't squeeze through. Okay, so what else could it be? Down? Down, up, and this way. Up and over. Oh dear. Can't get out. That, both of those were valid? Crazy. Okay, well. It seems like it would have to be, you're either gonna go to the left, or you're gonna go to the right. But is that really the case? Oh, sideways. Start here, go over. So what if I go loop around the final one and then come back to get this? Then go up. Okay.
I remember before we all went into cryosleep, we had to check our workstations along with our equipment and whatnot, just to make sure everything was in working order. It's not like if something was damaged, we could just order another. Pistachio wasn't interested in doing any of it. She had this special plant. I should really remember what it was called, as it quickly became the subject of daily conversation. Well, it only flowers something like every 10 years. And this particular plant, it was due to flower on our arrival. She was so excited. She spent all our prep time finding it the perfect spot and making sure it had everything it needed, so that when we arrived, it would be healthy and in full bloom. never did Flower, though. We checked the ship's footage from the flight. We hadn't missed it. It's a shame she never got to see a Flower.
So I guess that this is a good time for me to go and review what I learned off stream from reading all of the journal entries. The quick overview is that they're on a mission to fly here, go into cold sleep and fly to this planet in order to check it out. And they're, beginning stages of checking it out are to construct a probe and then fly it down to the planet and have it land and take readings. And when they did that, the readings they got back were very strange, and it appeared that the instruments were saying that they had already passed through the ground, like that, it was either lagged or whatever, that, it was like, oh, no, you've, like, the readings they were getting were saying, like, you're already hit the planet, but you're still not flying, and then it crashed. And then they figured out that the planet was actually a giant hologram. And from there they said, all right, there's a little bit of inconsistency in what happened, because I don't have the later journal entries yet, but that the captain, who's not on the ship, her name is Swan, she's, like, back at mission control, was telling them, no, you still have to, we want, your orders are still to stay there and continue probing the planet. Even though shortly after they did the thing with the probe, there appeared to be radiation, like, coming off of the planet. And they were like, what is that? Like, it's not reflected radiation, like, from the sun. It's just the planet is emitting radiation, and it's, potentially harmful to us. And the captain was like, nope, just stay there and keep doing it. So they were like, okay, we're getting off the ship. Or we're gonna turn around and fly it back. And Swan took the ship over remotely to prevent them from doing that. And they then constructed analog switches all over the ship, which is what these are. They're called anchors, and, like, rerouted the circuitry through them so that they could only be bypassed manually by, like, manually connecting. So that appears to be why these puzzles are here. Constructed additional pylons. And something happened to Pistachio. She either died or disappeared, and that the crew blames Swan for it, although this is still, I don't have enough context to know what happened. And Juniper seemed to be having, like, a breakdown and was, isolated from everyone and not communicating with them. And then they apparently were planning to just get in escape pods and leave the ship and fly back, in cold sleep in regular, it would take longer than it would in the ship, but they would still be able to get back to Earth or wherever they started. But that she, like, who knows why she's still here on the ship. However, in the entries, there were multiple things about Swan that didn't really make sense. There was the cat. Within, shortly after arriving, they were like, oh, the cat's acting weird. And they were like, oh, the cat is pregnant. They're like, why did we get a pregnant cat? Like, did they not realize? And when they, messaged Swan and asked, she was like, oh, it's part of an experiment that we're doing on if you send a pregnant cat, what will the effect, like, how will the crew react, and what effect will it have on their morale and productivity? And they're like, what? And then, there was something else that was weird. There was like, oh, after the probe crashed, she was like, yep, just... Oh, no. It was that shortly after getting here, they noticed that the orbit, and we even heard in the audio logs her say this a little bit, that the ship's orbit, the ship's orbit would start to decay. And they're like, on the trajectory that we're on, like, nobody's moved anything, nobody's done anything. Why would the orbit be decaying? And then it's like, it's just a small correction to get it back to where it's supposed to be, but there must be something wrong. And after they message her, she's like, oh no, that's just a defect of the ship that you're, the model of the ship that we gave you, don't worry about it. And they're like, well, can we have some information on it so that maybe we can, a lot of us aren't doing anything most of the time. We can research and try to figure it. And she's like, no, it's classified information. The defect is classified information. I can't give you any information about it, and you're under orders not to investigate it anymore. It's like, that's also really weird. And then it's weird that after they reported that, hey, this isn't a planet, it's a hologram, and what the hell? None of us are, we have a botanist on board and a whatever. Like, we're not really equipped to do this. Like, we should return home. And it was suspicious for her to say, nope, you have to stay there. So something weird was going on with Swan. It's also weird that as Juniper, the person who is narrating, as she's talking to us, she has not said anything negative about Swan, even though the crew was suspicious of Swan. And then towards the end, she was directly antagonistic, like, was, trapping them on the ship and preventing them from leaving or whatever. And she's only had, like, nice things to say about Swan. Yeah, there was one line where she was like, oh, we made a birthday cake for somebody, and, we, Swan gave us extra, whatever. I can't words. Authorized the use of extra rations so that they could make a birthday cake. And she's a good egg. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. So I think there's one of three things going on. Here are my theories. Either one, Juniper has had, like, a psychotic break and is blocking out the entire second half of the mission where things went bad and has just, like, lost her mind, or is blocking it, or is in denial, or whatever. Two, she knows that Swan is listening, because that was one of the last entries that I've seen was them saying, okay, since Swan's obviously reading our email, like, has access to our system and is reading the emails, and that's how, like, they had something that they were planning on doing, and then that got shot down, and that might have been how Pistachio died, or disappeared. I don't know for sure that she died. And they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna stop emailing each other. That she knows that Swan is listening and is trying to be as unsuspicious as possible because she doesn't know what's going to happen. Like, we came in and we're overriding all of these analog puzzles that they set up that could only be, you would need somebody to show up and do something to it. Or, three, we're not actually talking to Juniper. That is Swan giving us information, like, knowing what she knows from the emails is just saying, oh yeah, I'm Juniper, and this is what happened on the ship, and could you solve these puzzles and let me into the cockpit? Or let me out of the cockpit, I mean? Oops. That's the one that I think is most likely, is that we're not actually talking to Juniper, that this is Swan. What is this on the ground? There was just a thing on the ground. Unfortunately, I don't know if I want to go on... So the thing that I don't like about the journal entries is that each person... Like, they're not journal entries, they're emails that they send to each other. And so, if you look at a week worth of emails, and it'll be like, oh, there's a dozen of them. And, like, 9 or 10 will be ones that were sent to everyone. So, once you've read 1 week... it's just really annoying because you have to go to each person and go, okay, what happened with them week 4? And you read through, and 9 or 10 of the emails are repeats that you've already seen before. And there'll be 1 or 2 in there that are new, where it's just they messaged one person and that person messaged them back. Oh, I thought you had beat it, Garrett. And hello. What was this one? No, let's not do it just yet. So maybe I will find a terminal real quick. Should I continue to read? Because it would have been... Was this one I just didn't pick up? I opened it and didn't pick it up.
This is the second Lantern 2 Pro we began working on after the failure of the first. I suggested we call it the Lantern 3, but Canary, you know. We never did finish it, though. It was around the time that everything went south. It's too bad it never launched. It had some pretty nifty features. I still don't understand what happened to the first one, but I feel somewhat responsible seeing as I was the pilot, and the failure was its lack of landing. Still, it behaved so weirdly. I don't feel like there was anything I could have done to land that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I never actually came over and examined this. Right, exactly. And it was sometime after. It was after it had already crashed and they were working on the next one that somebody who had been sketching the planet was looking out the window and saw it, like, flicker. And they were like, did I imagine that? Do we have cameras pointed at the planet? Can we look at the video? Play the clip. And they played the clip, and the planet flickered. And it flickered exactly the same way that his hologram that he had set up in his room had flickered. And they're like, what the fuck? Alright, I guess I will go put these 2 in, just so I can take a look at them. Whoops. So yeah, we've already seen this. Found the cat. Already read that one. What week is this even? It doesn't say. Guys, keep me updated. Lab assets. I don't remember seeing that. There's the games night. Security cameras. Games night. This is all week 2, I think. Alright, so I'd already seen all of those. Which makes sense, like, whoever the last one is that you get, obviously you've seen everything, because they didn't email them. So, oh no, you know what? I done goofed. There is one thing. Ah. So everyone also keeps a journal. Some people write real things in them, and some just goof off, like this person. They just write word of the day in there, because they're required to write something every day, or every week. There should be one more in here. I think it was pistachios. Do 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 do. which also makes this interesting that there are these corrupted logs that you can get access to, and it's like they would have deliberately put these in the system, I guess, and then they put a bunch of physical, like, hidden puzzles around the ship to be like, yeah, if somebody finds this, they probably won't be able to piece it together, but if they do... So this is Pistachio week 4, was it? I've already read this. Yeah, 4. Your role in the preparation is the landing site, physical samples. Right. I don't think have I seen this one? No, maybe I haven't. I saw what they wanted to name it, which I forgot. Though your suggestion for the landmark's name has been noted and rejected. There, a luscious pink space shield. Cat gave birth. See, it's neat that you kind of find out the story in this gradual way based on little, like, piecemeal things, but it's very annoying that you have to go through like this in order to get all the information. Clearly made an impression with Canary as she's trusting me with the most important role on the probe mission. And a subordinate. Rule with an iron fist, quite literally. This is no democracy. Showed me his photo album and the stories he told. I can't imagine what it must be like to swim in open water amongst the fish like that. Told me about his wife and the house they built together. Never said exactly what happened between them, but I think she passed away. A couple times he started welling up while speaking about her. I think that might be why he's here. He's never really told me anything about this before, just answered my questions about Earth. They have arrived. The kittens are here, and oh my god, they are adorable. 1-to-1 cat to human ratio going on right now. Incredible. I think so, yeah. Like, it would be a little more... There's also, I mean, the first, like, 5 weeks, nothing happens, which I guess helps. Like, they just go, oh, we're just farting around, we figured out their personalities and stuff, but because they all have weird names, I still don't always remember who is who, but whatever. I also just remembered there's another puzzle that I solved. It looks like this. What does it look like?